Hi friends, we're Jess and John. Join us along for our dream trip to Japan with part 1 of our Kyoto trip, starting off at Tokyo Station to board the Shinkansen and finding the fun stops in Kyoto, both well known and unique. Let's dive right in. So this is us arriving at Tokyo Station before we realize we're actually at the wrong entrance.
Yeah. Tokyo Station is actually really big, so it's quite easy to get lost.
Yeah, you can see a lot of people coming here because it's actually the entrance for a lot of trains, including JR and Shinkansens.
And over here is a lot of the Ekibens that you can purchase and bring it to the Shinkansen.
Yeah, there's so much variety to choose from. We barely made it on time, but we did make it on time to Shinkansen.
Yeah. And then one really important tip is when you purchase your tickets, make sure that you're actually on the right side. Because when you look outside the windows, you actually get a chance to look at Mount Fuji, especially when the weather is clear.
Yeah, but only when you're going from Tokyo to Kyoto. This direction only.
Yeah. Because when you're coming back, then the direction is reversed. So you have to be on the left side instead.
Yeah, and this is us about to start trying the Ekibens that we've fought so hard for.
hmm
So these are the two Ekibens we decided to get. We really like the ikura in Japan, so I got one that had a lot of ikura in the packaging.
There's a lot of like different varieties as well, but then these are the ones that seems like it was the best at the time.
Yeah, this one had Yonezawa beef, which I didn't know what it was at the time, but then a Google search said that this was actually Wagyu, which may be true because it was quite a juicy beef that we had.
And then like take a look at the packaging. It's just so nice all the time.
And all these Ekibens are actually cold, which is okay for us because it wasn't too cold. It's like more like room temperature.
So then if you're expecting something like, oh, having like a hot meal during like a train ride, you can't really expect something like that. But at the very least, you can go on the trains and not starve and still have like a pretty like good meal as a whole. Like even these ones compared to what we have in Canada or in the US, like you can't really expect something of this quality for sure. So it's quite a nice change of pace just having something like this.
Yeah, I liked how much variety there was in all of the boxes. You can see how many like ingredients and the attention to detail. All of these had really nice descriptions of what it was. It's just that we couldn't read it.
But even if you can't like read it, you can still use like Google Translate using the lens functionality, and then you can get a better understanding of what's actually in each Ekiben. But overall, you don't really need to do the translations because just opening it up and trying it yourself is also an experience in itself.
Yeah, I think at this point we're trying to. Oh yeah, we thought this was a completely a wood packaging, but it's actually a regular plastic and then covered with a wood edge. But still, it looked really cool for the packaging.
hmm Great for like the gram, but then when you see it in real life, it's like, oh, okay, it's just plastic. And then you see like over here, like, especially me, I've been like so fatigued carrying all the luggage and then trying to rush to get onto this train. You can see like I'm just dead in my eyes. But at the very least, after this type of meal, it's like energy comes back and you get a smile.
Yeah, we were energized after tasting how good the food was.
hmm
Yeah, here's us taking the first bite for all the food. I think I was looking for the ikura. Yeah, you see? The ikura was one of the best part. It was not too salty and not too fishy in Japan, which is so rare. Oh,
hmm
you get the first bite apparently. So nice.
Yeah, I don't remember the first bite of this one, but just looking at the footage, it seems like I enjoyed it a lot. And especially if I think this one has wagyu or something like that.
Yeah, the
So
onion is down to beef.
yeah, that beef thing. Well, like Japanese beef has always been good, so it's really hard to go wrong there.
My god. Even the egg that was like cut in that way was so good. Oh, I'm grabbing the beef.
Yeah, like Japanese and like the way they cook eggs is just it's like magic. They have like so many different ways. It always tastes good, and it even tastes good in an ekiben, where like in a normal situation you'll think like, oh, it's kind of like frozen foods, like microwave food, so it's not supposed to be good. But for ekibens, where it's kind of like a similar concept, which is convenient, ready to go, well, it still tastes amazing. So that's always like astonishing with Japanese food, especially with the Shinkansens.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to eating like a onigiri from the convenience store. It's not too cold, but it's still like the rice still tastes perfectly ready to be eaten and tasty. And just like a way that the Japanese were able to make this experience so good. And we saw so many people actually eating ekibens on this train as well too.
Yeah, like it's a very like common thing to see where like you see a lot of like salarymen, like just people who work in like offices but then they have to travel a lot. Like you just see them grab an Ekiben, rush to their seat, they pull up their laptop, they start working, and then they like close their laptop and suddenly pull out the Ekiben and start eating. Very common.
Yeah, because it's quite a long trip. Like at least this one was like 3 hours or something like that. It was a couple hours, so you want to make sure you have snacks for the trip.
Hmm. And then like here's a time lapse view of like going to Kyoto. And then what's really interesting too is when you're actually like sitting in the Shinkansen and you look at other passengers, you can really tell who travels a lot on the trains and who doesn't based on how often they look out the window. So if you if you see like someone like us where we're constantly looking out the windows and then we're trying to see like Mount Fuji and stuff
We're
like
in such
that.
a wow. We're like tracking to see where Mount Fuji is too.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're definitely tourists here.
We made it to Kyoto.
Yeah, Kyoto Station. Like, oh my god, like it feels so good to like actually stand and whatnot. But the first thing we see is like all the students. And it turns out Kyoto is a very popular destination for like a lot of like field trips. So like the Japanese field trips is like, okay, everyone just goes to Kyoto. So there's like so many kids around. And then for us, like we brought out our luggages, bringing it around, and we see a lot of cool shops here.
Yeah, we actually, because we rushed for the Ekiben to make it to our train, we weren't able to get the ones we specifically wanted. So even here, you're actually able to see a big selection of Ekibens. And here's actually the taco one that John was looking for, the one that comes in this like ceramic pots or clay pots.
Yeah, like when we looked at other YouTubers and then see what type of Ekibens they have.
Oh, I see
like,
here again. 1580 yen.
Yeah, like that one is probably like one of the first things I'm like if we do the Shinkansen stuff is like that's the first thing I want to like reach out and get. Because initially like we were late, right? So we couldn't really search for it. But after getting off, this is where we really had the time to really look at all the different varieties of Ekibens, the onigiris, all the snacks that you can bring onto the trains. And the more we actually look around, the more unique the selection is. Because we went around Halloween and there were a lot of like different types of Halloween snacks and even some of the seasonal products.
So cute.
Like this one here, like it's one of like the hamsters that's like a
It's
pastry.
everywhere, yeah. But this is like a specific chestnut flavor, and this is the Halloween flavor too. Of this like specifically mochi tea snack that we liked. And there's some alcohol. There's like a lot of nice souvenirs that you can pick. Even like I guess it's like locally for people that are visiting family or friends in Kyoto. Everything's nicely packaged, so you can grab it for even like you don't have to bring it back to your home country. You can give it to friends that you're gonna see here in Japan as well too.
I think we also saw a bunch of like salarymen who actually bought like some of these type of things to bring back to their families. So like I see them kind of like rummage around their like travel suitcases or like their business laptop bags, and then they're like putting these things into it, and then I imagine they're just like getting ready to give it to their like kids or something like that.
I think it's also they have to. There's like a culture of bringing things back for your workplace as well too. So this is probably a lot of it's for like friends, family, workplace, all the places that you have to get to.
And then because it's such a common practice over there, I can imagine why like getting all these type of souvenirs is actually quite affordable compared to
Actually like a lot of them are like $7 to like $15. It's
like
so rare.
like 680 yen. Like that's like cheap for something like that and packaged really nicely.
I know, usually it would be like 30, 20, 40 bucks here.
Probably,
like double, triple the price.
Like go to a North American airport and you get one of those like maple candies, whatever you call it, and it's like, oh, like $1 a piece. When over here it's like $1 for like 4 pieces, essentially, with better quality and better packaging.
Yeah, a lot of things are like individually wrapped, which is like easy to like open a box and give to multiple like people at the same time. Like here, there's so many.
Yeah, and they also have like region specific stuff. So like the Kyoto like specialty things, where I guess like for a lot of like places in North America, there may be some things that are region specific, but not to the extent of like Japan level regions. So even in Kyoto, like there's like complete sections filled with their own exclusive stuff.
Yeah, even like this like cool water jelly thing that's super popular all over Instagram. I'm pretty surprised that we're able to find it here as well too. And yeah, look at these colors. They're so pretty. It's like perfect for gifts and even like mementos for yourself.
Like, just look at that packaging. Like, you can actually just use that as like a wallpaper or something if you're like super artsy. But like,
Wow.
just holding
So
something like that
pretty.
is
Oh
so
my gosh,
nice.
this one was so cute. It's like even the packaging for that dog, even the tongue is part of the packaging. Like they thought it out so well.
Yeah. And it's all under like $10 essentially. It's like, what the heck? That's so cheap.
Yeah. Even like cool things like pickled kombucha. I've never seen that before. Oh, really like these ones though. The pickled cucumbers.
It tastes really good. We had it later on in our trip, but yeah, like would definitely get it again.
Even like skincare. Like this is like a specific Kyoto specific packaging and it's so pretty.
Mhm.
So many Kyoto specific merch that you can bring back, like that parfait. These like socks for that specific kimono socks. And they have like Kirby, like popular things, but they have it in like Kyoto as well too.
They have like a really huge variety of like everything. So even if like most of this stuff doesn't really tickle your fancy, eventually if you look hard, long and hard enough, like you'll eventually find something interesting. Like even for these chopstick holders, like who knew there's that many different type of varieties, different colors, and then ooh,
Yeah, we
this
bought
is
this as a souvenir. This is so cool. It's so delicate and it just like kind of moves with the wind or with your breath. Can you guess which one we got? It's like so many cool varieties. And then even these ones, it's like nice to give for like the souvenirs for people of all ages. Like whoever you're thinking of, you can probably find something for someone. Even this one, it's like a practical hair tie. Like everybody needs a hair tie. This is so pretty.
Yeah, like there's so many things that are just really colorful, really cute, of all shapes and sizes.
Pretty
And so
ceramics.
yeah, like
Yeah, right? So useful. And like this one is so small. It's like a 4-leaf clover with like these adorable animals. Like you just leave it on someone's like office table, home office.
and then now we actually exited the station, and Kyoto Station is one of the like iconic landmarks. I would probably say, mainly
Yeah, it's
because
so
it's such a, like a
big.
big station. You look up at the ceiling right here, and it's like a giant grid of steel. So like, if you're really into like engineering style stuff, like this is a pretty good area to just like stand, look around, and just see the vastness of it all.
Yeah. Oh, I look pretty oily at this point because of all the traveling. But yeah, I was pretty impressed and I woke up from seeing like the scale of how big everything was as well too. And you can see there's so much people like coming in and out of the station because there's so much to do. There's like food places, art displays, like this one we found. There's like it was for like a manga, I believe. It's like a pop-up display.
Yeah, something like that. And then the way they do it is actually really interesting. Where like these are like the manga pages, right? And then as you kind of like look around, like there's more different varieties of like artwork and things. And if you like zoom in really close, it's like, oh, like everything does look pretty unique in a very art gallery format. This is the one that's really cool, where depending
Yeah.
on where you're standing, you can actually see words. And then if you stand at a different angle, then it's actually a picture and stuff like that.
Yeah, I thought this was so cool. We've never seen it before. It's very unique.
I think we have, like, the concept isn't new, but definitely is the case where I think Japan does it best.
Oh yeah, and this cool place we found, like it shows the CCTV cameras of all the popular areas in Kyoto. So you kind of see how congested places are or how non-congested they are. So you kind of plan to see like to help you organize basically your trip.
Hmm.
Yeah, so look how many people there are. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's a lot wherever you go, but we
We,
saw this.
yeah, we went into this pop-up instead too. It was a limited time pop-up for Mofu Sand, which I think is quite popular here as well too in North America because Uniqlo did a promotion with them. And it's like basically this cat that's dressed in these cute outfits. And they're known for like their watery eyes. So that's super duper cute.
Hmm.
The vegetable series here, like, oh, don't you want to eat vegetables? Because like, look how cozy they look in them.
Yeah, like it's very cute, very colorful. One thing that's
I
going to be
wanted to bring
fun.
this. It was in Mofusan in the cat carrier. It's so realistic. It's so cute.
It's super cute and also super expensive. It's probably one of
I heard that.
yeah, but it's probably like I think the cheapest thing there is like what the stickers that you iron onto shirts.
Okay, the
and
thing
you
is that
iron it.
it may seem expensive here, but if you get it here in North America, it's even more expensive. So technically, it's better to buy it there if you really, really want it.
Yeah, well, when whatever is cute, it's probably like double or triple the like manufacturing price, right? So it's like, yeah, it's always nice.
But you gotta think of how much work went into these designs. Like, we thought of so many things, like this like card holder. Like, who would have thought I needed it? I did.
Yeah,
So I got it. Here,
yeah,
look at that tail.
yeah. We bought it, and did we even use it yet?
Yes, probably for I think one of my transit cards. Yeah, there's like this cute watch. Like, look at that. That is useful.
Mhm.
Look at there was like a paw print on it. So much like
Oh, so
attention to
cute.
detail.
Mhm.
Cables, chargers. Oh, this is really cool. This is like a print, like an iron print on. So
Yeah,
you can
this
make
one.
it onto like your clothing, iron onto clothing, or like a tote bag. So you can like DIY things. I'm still thinking about how to use this one though. But yeah, that's everything I got. Hehe. And now now we're going to the Kyoto grocery store.
Mhm.
It was raining at this point, but oh yeah, and we saw this cute Pikachu vending machine.
Yeah, they have a lot of like cool vending machines with like different styles and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, now we're actually going to the grocery store, which is down in the basement of this complex. But it's like only a 2-minute walk from Kyoto Station, so it's really close by. I really wanted to go to here because I saw YouTube videos about how big their nigiris were.
Oh yeah, this place. It was like one of the cheaper grocery stores from what I recall in our entire trip.
Yeah, look at those signs. Everything is so affordable. And like you can see, like there's a lot of local Japanese people shopping here as well too. It's not just all like there's very little tourists, I feel like.
Yeah, like we were probably the most like tourist-looking ones, mainly because we were the only ones
I think we brought
bringing our
suitcase.
carry-ons. Yeah.
Yeah, because we came from a different hotel. We gotta buy some groceries first.
Like they have so many different varieties of bentos, and then it's all so affordable as always. Like these ones here, it's like
$3.50.
400 yen,
$4.
350 yen.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
that's a proper meal already. So that's already under like $7 for sure.
Yeah, because like we can't even get that much good quality sushi here for that price. Like it can be the same price, but it'll be like bad quality sushi.
Yeah, like all the food in the grocery stores, like with exceptions of like certain onigiris, everything is just so
Look
high
at that
quality and like so
wagyu.
tasty.
That
Yeah,
wagyu.
that wagyu is
Oh my
like
god.
$20 essentially,
So
or
cheap.
less than
We
20.
were really sad we didn't have a kitchen because it was just so affordable. Okay,
Yeah.
here's the nigiri that I wanted to get. There's
Yeah.
like a lot of selection.
Yeah, this one is like the build your own sushi tray or like build your own sushi platter. So for everything that you see, like you can select each one and then add it to your tray,
And
and you
then
pay based on that.
yeah, and then we found these cool Japanese sea grapes that I saw like a really long time ago on YouTube, and then we finally got to try it here.
There's a lot of like different soy milk flavors as a whole, but essentially like look at this entire like drink aisle.
Oh, these are some super cheap onigiris that we saw.
So the thing about these onigiris is we actually bought one or two. It actually didn't taste that amazing. It's just rice.
It's more rice, but you know,
Yeah.
for like less than like it was like 60 cents for onigiri, and
Mhm.
even less if you're American.
Oh,
So
yeah,
like
true.
pretty good.
We're Canadian, by the way.
Yes. And here's like a dollar store or a craft store that we saw across the grocery store. I think this part is the dollar store. They're selling all these like cute cooling cloths because it was still summertime and quite hot. But everything's so cute. Like look at these birds. It's like the classic Hokkaido birds, I think. They're apparently really hard to see. But yeah, we bought laundry detergent, but then we actually realized we didn't need it because all our hotels came with detergent when we paid for the washer.
Yeah, so then we were just like bringing that along to like every single hotel, and we never even used it. So
Yeah, but it's okay.
it's fine, I suppose.
And it's really soft. Like there's a clothing store here too. Like all the Japanese clothing also so nice. And then this is us heading back to our hotel, or heading to our hotel that we're going to check into.
I think this is one of the longer walks, I think, for us.
Yeah, we actually initially thought about transiting over, but then we decided to walk instead. And we're happy we did because we stumbled upon this temple.
Yeah.
Like this gigantic temple that we would have missed if we just took bus.
Yeah. Even though it was like raining a bit, like as you can see all the umbrellas here, like I think we still enjoyed the walk. And even when I was like lugging around all the luggage, it's quite nice to see our first like Kyoto temple in a way.
Yeah, we didn't think we'll be seeing it until like later on in our trip. Like we thought we had to like transit far away from our hotel to find it, but yeah, within walking distance.
Yeah. And over here, like it's raining, so she's like running to get underneath that giant like
Yeah,
golden
there's a
bell
cover
thing.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like look at the scale of it all. It's like,
I'm so
whoa.
small. I specifically ran to show you the scale.
hmm Like what's really great too is like I think when it was earlier in the day where it's open, like there's a lot of people. But because when it's almost like nighttime over here and it's like raining as well, not a lot of people are occupying the area. And so you really get to take your time, enjoy the scenery and stuff.
Oh yeah, this is after we checked into hotel, so now we're actually gonna try everything that we got. And
Yeah.
kind of see a brief overview of what we got.
Yeah. Oh, the sea grapes. That is like one of
Green
the
caviar.
coolest textures that we've ever had.
Yeah, it's kind of like popping jelly, but umami. But
Yeah.
I don't think it was too seafoody. It was just umami.
Yeah. Like I think for a lot of like people who aren't into like fishy type taste or textures, I think they can try this one and it will actually help them get used to it. Even though it's not a fish, but it just has that great amount of seafoodness in a plant like texture that's a jelly and it's just a marvel for the tongue.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of hard to describe it unless you experience it.
Yeah, you look at my face and I'm like still confused as to like what am I tasting here? It's like
It's so foreign. It's very different from what we have access to.
yeah, it's like when people say like you don't really know until you tried yourself. Sea grapes are definitely one of those things that you really have to try for yourself.
Yeah. John is still trying to figure out it in this shot.
Yeah, still trying to figure out like what's going on here. I'm pretty sure like I'm saying stuff, but then like right now as we're doing the commentary, like we're not really hearing what we're saying. So I don't know. I can imagine just watching my own expressions. I'm just like so confused at how good it is.
And yeah, it's like quite a bit of amount.
Yeah,
I-
there's a lot for like how much was it?
Couple dollars.
Yeah, again, super affordable. Like everything's affordable. That's like one of the magics of Japan, especially with like the power of the Western currencies.
Yeah. Now's the time to travel to Japan. Try out everything you wanted to try.
Mhm.
Yes, I was putting. I think was it kind of like like it's like a light seasoning.
Yeah, it's like a really light one. I don't know if it was like sweet or not.
Like I think it added some difference, but it was like wasn't overpowering, so it was nice. Oh, you can see
Mhm.
how detailed. Like look at all those like little bubbles.
Mhm.
Bubbles. They look so cute.
Yeah, they're so nice. Like even the vine looking parts, like even that is like really jelly like.
Oh, I think I'm trying to mix it around the sauce here.
Mhm.
Oh, wow. That looks so nice. Looking back on it again. Surprisingly, there's not a lot of YouTube videos like about people eating this on YouTube. So
Yeah.
we were like not too sure how to eat it at first. But yeah, just eating it straight up like this was so good.
Yeah. I think for people who are really into masago, ikura, tobiko, like those type of things, I think they'll really find this sea grapes thing really good.
Yeah, because it's like I think it's a like it's not seafood creature.
No, I think it's like an actual like plant.
Yeah.
So like if you're a vegan, that works too,
Yeah. Oh, here's us trying the Ika appetizer.
which is not vegan.
Yes. But yeah, Ika is so good. Like we don't eat Ika here. Really. But
Me-
Ika here is like super tender.
Yeah, like you can get it here, but then I think over there is just like different quality. Like it's just I can't tell if it's technically better or not. It's just different.
I think Ika depends on where you get it from. Because I think there was a time when we had hard Ika too, which wasn't super fresh. But if you get fresh Ika, then it's like a perfect amount of like chew.
Yeah, it's like a bit softer. Yeah.
I think this is cool. Maybe I bought this one because I like the yellow eggs. So it's unique.
Was it? Is it the yellow eggs?
Uh,
That's the herring roe.
Not sure. I don't remember. But yeah, this is our sprouts, our like vegetable intake for our trip because it was so
Mhm.
cheap.
Oh yeah. For some reason in Japan, like microgreens are so cheap. But the thing is, when they package the microgreens at the bottom, it's filled with like cotton. So they actually don't get rid of it. So then when we brought it back to the hotel, it's like, oh damn, like what the heck is like these weird roots? And turns out it's just like cotton, so it's not edible. So then we had to like rip it off with our hands and then boil it in like a cup in order to eat it. And even then, it was still like very spicy for some reason.
I liked it. It was a good contrast.
Yeah.
But here we are finally trying out our nigiris. There's uni on this one. And like, look at that shine. Look at that gloss on the tuna. Like, tuna here is white and gray. It's like, not like this.
Yeah, the tuna in Japan is just infinitely better than the ones in North America. And then the salmon in North America seems to taste like pretty much like a lot better than the ones in Japan for some reason.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. So you really had to get like what the country is specialized in. Oh, here's us trying out the sweet potato. This thing was so good. It's like candied sweet potato, Japanese yam.
Yeah, there's like a caramel layer on top of each sweet potato, and the sweet potato is like fries, so it's supposed to be kind of like deep fried.
Yeah.
So when you mix those two together, it's like, oh, it's so good, but it's so starchy and so filling.
I know. I really like. I used to like the A&W sweet potato fries.
Those are
like,
pretty good, yeah.
No, but this one's so much better. I can't go back to eat it now. I'm like, oh.
Well, they're completely different things, right? Because like this one has sugar, while the A&W one, I don't think it's like heavy on the sugar.
I know,
like,
but the
it's just,
sugar
salt
adds like
with
a
skin
nice
on.
like crunchy texture on it. So addicting.
Yeah. Like there was so much though. Like we couldn't even finish it all.
Oh yeah, because we didn't stay that long in this hotel, but we finished most of it. Oh, you get to try your taco Ekiben now.
Yeah, so this is like the one that's on like other YouTube videos where it's like, oh yeah, like it's like taco, and you get like a ceramic pot. So for me, I just wanted the ceramic pot for the most part, and then I also got the lid, and this is like the unboxing of it.
You were so excited.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird to like, oh, it's technically an Ekiben, but we're having it in the hotel instead.
It's okay. Ekiben can be enjoyed beyond the Shinkansen. It's totally fine.
So it looks like this. So this looks pretty good. Like underneath is kind of like a sticky rice type of thing. And then there's like egg, and then there's like 2 pieces of taco. And then like, oh, like the food in it is okay. Like it's not the most amazing, I would say, compared to all the other things I've tried in Japan. But the packaging is just so top notch that I think it just elevated the food just by the nature of presentation.
Yeah, I think actually if we were more hungry, I think it would have tasted like better because we were just getting full at this point.
Yeah, like literally I'm eating this while I'm full, so I'm like, oh, probably the packaging is more appetizing than the food itself.
But yeah, we actually brought it back. We kept it safe during our whole trip in Japan because we just held it onto our carry-on, and then we just brought it around with us in Japan instead of taking the Yamamoto Express for the stuff.
Yeah.
We patted it well to make sure it stayed alive or like, was functional.
Yeah, it's functional. The food wasn't really warm at this point. Like I'm pretty sure it's like a bit colder than room temperature, but overall it's still pretty interesting just to give it a try and have a taste.
Yeah, look at this taco.
Yeah, it's like a pretty decent size over here.
Yeah, I think the taco is the best part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the kombucha there too, but you haven't eaten it yet.
I
wonder what you're saying at this point.
I'm probably saying like, oh yeah, like it's so good, and then I'm commenting about the texture of the octopus, and then oh the way it matches like the other food, like oh maybe like the sweetness of the pumpkin melds well with seafood and stuff like that.
Because like with these ekibens right now, because we got it in the fall time, I really like a lot of these ekibens are focused on the seasonal fall ingredients. So like there's chestnuts, there's kombucha here. I really like. Okay, even that one. It's like it was in the shape of a momiji, which is like the Japanese maple.
Wasn't that just a carrot?
Yeah, it was a carrot in the shape of the momiji. It's that leaf. Yeah. So it's like very like they like to tune in on like the season that we're in to kind of bring out their unique stuff. And yeah, that's a glutinous rice. There was actually quite a bit of glutinous rice in here.
I remember the glutinous rice was like unsalted. So like I'm a person who's like perfectly fine with like plain white rice, but afterwards it's like, oh, this is the Hokkaido milk. So this is arguably the best milk we've ever tasted.
I know. Like I think even like I've heard people say that even though they're lactose intolerant, they can tolerate Hokkaido milk because it's just like I don't know something that the Japanese did to their milk. I guess I'm not sure, but it's so sweet, creamy, and like it's like the perfect ending because it's kind of like dessert, but not dessert in a way.
Yeah, like I remember like drinking this after a shower at one point,
Yeah.
and
Oh
then
my
it's like,
god.
oh god, it's like it's a thing in Japan where after you get out of an onsen, you would drink milk. But if you drink something like this type of Hokkaido milk, it's like it's
Chef's kiss.
yeah, it's really hard to describe. It's just tranquility and peace at its finest in everyday life.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We want Hokkaido milk again. It's so good.
It's so good. Oh my god. Like there's a thing where in North America we don't really drink homo milk, like for us anyway. So I don't know how it compares to homo milk back at home. But I imagine Hokkaido milk is basically like a better version of homo milk.
I
But
don't know.
until
What
we
if
really
homo milk tastes horrible and then you're just like akinning it to it and then people are gonna be like turned off from it?
I don't know, because like people say homo milk tastes really good in North America too,
Really?
especially in Canada,
Uh,
where the restrictions are much more higher for the quality. But like, I don't know how it compares to Japanese milk, because I've just the last time I drank Canadian homo milk was probably like when I was a little kid.
I guess so. I think this is our first time trying Hokkaido milk, so we're like out of disbelief. And then
Yeah.
since then, we bought it multiple times. And it's
Mhm.
cheaper because you can buy it from the grocery store and it's only a couple dollars too.
It's so cheap,
It's so
and
nice.
it's so like I guess it's like pretty sweet too for a milk.
Yeah, but it's like Asian, not too sweet, which is like
Mhm.
perfect.
A perfect amount, like enough to like cleanse your palate, and yet energize you after a long shower. Yeah.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you all next time. All right, take care. Bye.